Question: are there some items that you're thinking about throwing away right away? Let's talk about this. Maybe we shouldn't throw them away so fast. Let's talk about it back in a minute. As soon as I find my music. Where are you, music? Where are you, video clip? Here you go. Here you go. Hang on. Hey, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money, and I love, love, love helping people to keep some more of their own hard earned money. How's everybody doing today? I hope, as always, that this video finds you doing well. Yeah, 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 yeah. Anyway, has this ever happened to you? I'm just going to give you a little bit of an example. You get guests that come over unexpectedly, and they happen to have, a little kid with them, be it their grandchild or their child, and you realize, or you thought you had a bunch of little toys out of nowhere for, to entertain the child, like maybe some, little toys or books or dolls or crayons or whatever. You thought you really thought you had them, and you're looking and looking and looking, much to no avail. Probably, in all probability, maybe you gave them away or just threw them away. It happens. And it occurred to me, I realized this because one time, I'll never forget this, when I was a child, I was visiting my uncle's house, and this was the cutest thing. And his wife, my aunt, through marriage, she was so smart and so smart with this. She had just given me this box of costume jewelry. And I remember diving into that jewelry box and playing, jewelry and dress up and all that for a good hour. I remember that. It was so much fun. And it occurred to me, like, later on, it is actually a good thing if you happen to have, I'm not saying a huge amount, if you happen to have a small carton of little toys or dolls that maybe once belonged to your children or your grandchildren, and they're still in decent condition and still available for playtime if you have a visitor with a child. Because what's old and maybe meaningless maybe to you may be like, oh my gosh, this is like a brand new item for the child. So this is one of those things that I would kind of sort of like think twice before I trash them. Now I'm going to go through a list. So we went through the list of the toys on the list. Next, this sounds silly, but let's say that you have a reclining chair that's in actually pretty good condition. It's workable. There's nothing technically wrong with it. It's still comfy, cozy. In fact, it's well broken in. But you got tired of it because maybe you're sick of the color, doesn't match, your current style or whatever. I wouldn't be so quick to get rid of a reclining chair. If you have the room, I would actually keep the reclining chair, maybe in an area on the same floor that's not so, that you have like the space to keep it, or just keep it wherever you want. And if you're matching it, trying to match it with other stuff, get a slip cover the same color of the new updated stuff so that looks like it blends right in. So keep that reclining chair. Why? Well, number one, extra seating. Number two, you never know. Again, going back to the unexpected guest, that may make for a quick makeshift overnight sleeping area, that reclining chair. I'm not suggesting people sleep on it night in and night out, night in and night out. But in a pinch, the weather turns bad and you don't want somebody driving and you had a guest over, they could at least just throw them a couple blankets and they could get comfy, cozy in your spare reclining chair that you were about to ditch, even though there was technically nothing wrong with it. Just a thought, just something to chew on before you're too quick to get rid of it. Just saying, just saying. All right, next. Let's say you get tired of your slow cooker. Again, technically nothing wrong with it. You're like, I want to get the newer model with the bells and the whistles, the time or whatever. And you still have your standard one that just goes like on, off, and low heat, high heat, which is actually my favorite. But that's besides the point. Just saying, I love simplicity. But these are modern times. We have modern options, okay? So sometimes you may want to upgrade to another slow cooker, but technically, there's nothing wrong with your existing one other than you just want the one with the bells and whistles. Don't be so quick to discard or give away unless you really want to help someone out or you have a lack of space. But if you can, have the space to keep the original slow cooker in addition to your brand new slow cooker, what is wrong with having a couple of slow cookers? Nothing, because you can multitask. And just imagine you can like use this, like if you're having a party set up, for example, and you want to keep extra food warm, or you want to make double batches of things simultaneously. This is great when you're trying to do like a whole, batch cooking situation. And slow cookers are really the way to go when you want to do batch cooking. I'm telling you. So having that spare slow cooker, I say there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Stack chairs. We're going to talk about stack chair. What is a stack chair? A stack chair is like your basic chair you could sit on. People put them at tables. You may probably have seen them in pizza parlors and stuff like that, like little restaurants. And what people do with them when its day is over, they literally stack them up into a pile to save space. Just saying. If you happen to have some stack chairs, I would keep them, put them away, let's say in the basement or wherever. If you have, room in your garage or your tool shed, you never know if you're going to have extra company. Or let's say that you are, let's say, hosting a group of people to give them some sort of a sales presentation at home, or if you're tutoring a group of people, or you have a bunch of friends over, or whatever, or you're crafting and you need extra seating space, and you might just slap yourself silly in your forehead and saying, wait a minute, I got rid of those stack chairs. Not a good idea. I would suggest that you keep your stack chairs. I think they come in handy. They don't take up much space at all whatsoever. And it's just a really great idea to have. So don't get rid of your stack chairs at all. Next, like when you buy a blanket or a quilt and those items, or even pillows, these items many times come in those beautiful, clear, zippered plastic bags that you get at the store. Those things are wonderful for storage. I wouldn't be so quick to get rid of those. You may want to store, let's say, guest blankets or, guest towels, anything that's separated for whatever the reason, or just for storage. You could probably smash it down underneath your bed if you want. Whatever the reason, you could find a good purpose for those clear zippered type bags that hold blankets or quilts. I think that really that they are a great thing to have. Next, standalone shelving. Standalone shelving makes really, really good two things. You could use them, of course, if you're trying to start a stockpile. Let's say you had standalone shelving for like discombobulated, you haven't used it, just sitting in your basement or your garage, whatever, like you're looking at, like, wait a minute, maybe I could purpose it, use it for something. Sure, you could use it also for a room divider. Standalone shelving makes great room dividers. So if you want to make a little bit of a room divider, change the look of a room quickly and easily, or absolutely for useful storage area, don't just let it sit, disconnected, discombobulated, sitting somewhere, just being wasteful. Now, next, half used up crayons or coloring books or pencils, scrap papers, things of that nature. Put them in like a small box. Again, it goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. And you just never know. You might get, small company coming over and you have a little bit of entertainment readily available. And then when it's all said and done, you put it back and save it for the future. Okay, now sometimes maybe the kid might cry for a little item out of there. Give them one of the little items out of there and make their day. But don't be so fast. Sometimes we are too swift to get rid of things. Sometimes you really need to think twice. I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if so, please let me know by doing something pretty simple. Hang on. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care. Bye bye.